What's up guys, it's Frank, and today I just got back from my older cousin's house and he was showing me how to make a lechon. A lechon, if you don't know what it is a just amazing pig that's just roasted to perfection. And don't get me wrong, I love steak, lobster, baked salmon, those are all great. But in my books, lechon beats all of that, because it just has the crispiness and the crunchiness and the skin and the fat that just melts in your mouth and the savory just meat that's nice and just chewy and delicious. The whole thing is just savory and fatty and crispy and just covers just everything. And the best part is, with steaks you usually have, everybody has their plate and there's one stick on everybody's plate. Pre-pandemic, when we could have social gatherings, this pork would be the centerpiece of a Filipino social gathering, and you could just look at it, everybody's excited, it just smells good, and you know it's gonna taste good for sure. My favorite thing too, which also got me hyped up about lechon, is that it's so versatile. You can make this pork and pretty much you can make tacos out of it. I made a hand roll, a tamaki out of it. So there's so many different things you could do with this pork. It's just amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that clip of me going over to my cousin's house and he's gonna show us how to make that pig. So let's get to it. Alright, so I'm at my older cousin's house and today he's gonna show us how to make a lechon. I'm excited. He's made this for a lot of family parties and everybody's always excited. It's just amazing. And I have a little something at the end that I want to kind of do a little fusion with the Japanese hand roll. So I just got to his house right now. He already has a lot of things prepped with the actual pork and the seasonings and the grill. So we're gonna be doing this in his backyard. Let's go ahead and get this started. What's up?
All right. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for doing this. So we're just doing this for fun. Just kind of give you a background about like this whole vlog thing. So I was trying to do something for a while, like doing food vlogs or business or stuff like that. But I decided I'm just gonna have fun with this. I think that's what it's all about. And I remember you making this one time for my family, and my cousin got inspired and she made it. And I've been making sushi and I actually put this in a hand roll. I'm like, yo, I gotta ask Kuya Joe how he makes this thing, because this is fire. So just tell me a little bit about the importance of the lechon and Filipino culture, parties and stuff like that.
So what it is, it's just traditionally it's always been something part of, parties that we would have, gatherings and everything. We would usually typically have a whole hog, and it's a whole pig, and it's cooked over charcoal on a spit, and then you kind of roll it for hours, and then that's what the traditional party food that we would have. Now, in the most recent years, they would have just cuts of the pork belly side to kind of not have the whole pig itself, but then just have exact cuts for X amount of people that you would have. And then so now they went with the pork belly with the skin. So that's been something that people would use for just smaller parties, family gatherings, outside of big birthday parties like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
And then how much does a pork belly usually cost?
So typically with this, it would cost about so the bigger cuts that I would get would be around $60-$70 like that. But then for certain places, everything is by pound, so you can get it even cheaper sometimes depending on the pound, but then typically $60 to $70 for a whole slab of it.
We kind of did a little bit of prep earlier. You kind of explained me a few things about the bacon.
Yeah.
So can you kind of go over that a little bit too?
So earlier you asked me about the cut of meat, and then so I kind of showed you, this piece right here, and this is the whole pork belly itself. So pretty much this is what they use for bacon, So as you can see on the side right there, it looks like a slice of bacon right there, but without the skin. So with us, we're going to be cooking it with the skin on, but then typically with bacon, it would be, there would be no skin on it, and then they would cure it. They would put some seasoning, salt, pepper, some what you call brown sugar, and then they would smoke it, and there's your bacon.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know every chef kind of has their own way of, you know, seasoning things, flavoring things.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the flavor profile that you like, that you grew up with, that you try to get when you make a lechon?
So for me, you know, the little background that I mean, us, when we're growing up, we always remember the flavors, the taste that either our aunts, our grandmothers, our mothers kind of, you know, gave us, and that's the kind of thing that sticks to your mind. So for me, growing up, we would spend some summers in Cebu, you know, and right in the corner, and where your mom lived and where my grandmother lived, so we're all next to each other. In that corner right there, on the weekend, somebody would get pieces of lechon, cut into small pieces, and then just put it in like a plastic bag for people to buy it per small pieces, and then take it home, enough for lunch, enough for dinner. And that flavor just sticks with you, because whenever I bite into it, that's what I'm trying to capture. So I don't want to kind of cover the flavor of the meat itself. I just want the spices to kind of just bring out the flavor more. So I just want to keep it simple, keep it original, and not too overpowering, because pork itself tastes good, that's why. So that's the thing I'm trying to capture. So
Nice.
yeah.
And then also, I kind of want to make a little hand roll for you after this.
Oh, yeah.
I brought the stuff, I showed you that. But the versatility of this pork, you can just do so much with it. Like you were telling me your friend was making tacos or something?
Yeah, so one time we were making this, and at the same time we were making carne asada, and then we were, you know, we had the tortillas, we had all the fixing and the trimmings for it, and then after that I was making this too, and when we were done, it's like, no, you know, let me put that on the tortilla, and lo and behold, we put it on the tortilla, and man, pork belly tacos, it was really good. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It
Okay.
came good. Okay, so this is a butcher string, and you know, to be honest with you, there's the right way in doing this, but for me, it was kind of hard for me to perfect the way they did it, and then so I just made mine a little simple to the way, you know, where it was easy for me. So, and then what I would do, I just tie a little knot in the end, and that's it.
Ooh, that looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's what it is, right there. So now the important thing is, before you cook it, you gotta keep the skin dry. So pat the skin dry.
Kind of gets it crispy, kind of?
Yeah. So when the skin is actually wet, you know, still, it kind of boils the, you know, the skin, you know, so it takes, so the liquid is kind of like boiling deep inside, so it's kind of like boiling the skin, instead of when it's dry, it's already kind of crisping it up. So most important thing, keep it dry.
Oh, what is that?
So this is the spit that's gonna go inside, and then that's how we're gonna rotisserie this bad boy. So right in the middle. There you go. And I kind of got the measurement. So if I go one of my arm length from here to there, it fits right on the.
Oh, nice.
So that's my measurement right there. And then go inside, twist that in.
beautiful.
You know, I mean, not everybody has a rotisserie, not everybody has like a charcoal grill, and then that's the most common thing that people do at home is bake it in their oven.
Is that how Atamor did it?
What's that? Yes.
Okay.
So that's how they do it, and it's good. You know, the cool thing about ovens is you're able to regulate the temperature. You put it on 400 and it's gonna be 400 for a while, and then you turn it down to 200 to kind of like, you know, cook internally, and it will stay at, you know, 200. So, and it's good. The only thing different between that way and the way I do it is I use charcoal, and the thing with charcoal is it has that smoky flavor. You know, that's the kind of thing that ovens won't be able to bring because of the smoke. So that's why I like to use it, because once the smoke penetrates the skin and the meat, it takes it to a whole new level, you know. But the only hard part about that is you have to be able to regulate the temperature yourself. You know, you have to move some charcoals here, you have to put them closer here, you got to check the temperature and see if it's hot enough, you got to see if it's too cold, and if it's too hot it can burn the skin. If it's too cold, it's gonna take longer than you need to be for making the whole the pork belly itself. So there's a little bit of, you know, technical things that you need to do. Well, if you put it in the oven, you set it there, cook it like that for an hour, and then roll it to the side, cook this side an hour, and then roll it. So you'll be able to do those things easily. With the charcoal, you have to kind of maneuver little things, and but man, the flavors, it's a whole different level. It's the major leagues after that. So the charcoal I use are briquettes. As far as temperature wise, so this I like it nice and hot right away. So when I put it in here, I'll be able to reach about 400 degrees initially. So that's what I like to do. So it's kind of like put it in there hot, 400, cook it there for about an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, depends on how big the pork belly is. And then afterwards, then you turn it down to about 300, 250 to kind of cook it internally, you know. So the first one kind of helps the skin crisp up, and then the second part, when you turn it low, it kind of cooks the meat inside. So that's why I want to hit 400, and then I want to keep it between 250 and 300, depending on the size of the meat.
Alright. Taking off some of the hair.
Yeah, some of the hair. I have gone to places where it's actually like $12.99 a pound for this. So they sell it by the pound or they sell it by the cut. So usually it will be $100 for, I think, if I remember correctly, it would be like 3/4 of this would be like $100, you know. Yeah. So, but then, or you could buy it in like, you know,
3/4 of this?
yes.
Wow.
It'll be $100.
It's a nice little profit with this.
Yeah. Oh.
Especially if you start cutting it up, making tacos out of it.
Oh
cutting it
yeah.
up, making little hand rolls out of it.
Indeed, indeed. But that's the thing with pork. It's just, pork has a really good flavor already, you know. So sometimes you just need to just add a little bit of salt. I mean, from where your dad's from, Texas barbecue, salt and pepper, salt and pepper. That's it, you know, because the meat has all the flavor itself already, you know. With us, we just put like some of our traditional like green onions and some garlic in there, you know. So, and I've even seen other places like inside the whole pig, they would put crabs and they would put shrimp, they would put things. So by the time you open it up, it's like a feast inside. So, you know, so you have some steamed crabs already, you have some shrimp in there, so it's actually
really
pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And how do we know when the charcoal's all good?
So we'll know. So like say with this one, it's already red on the bottom but still kind of black on top. So what I would do is I'd stop it now and I'd just leave it over here. And then you'll see as soon as like all the flames and everything just start, you know, burning off on top, and then it starts turning the black charcoal on top red, then that's ready. Because I want it really hot. Go.
Is there certain speed settings, or is it
no?
pretty
It's
much
just
preset?
It's just one speed. It's all preset. One speed. And then sometimes as it rotates, you know, pork is very oily, so sometimes the oil would just start dropping into the coal, and then it will make some smoke, and then, you know, it kind of infuses it with a little bit more smoke. But sometimes it also creates fire, so that's why I always got to watch it, make sure, because once fire starts going off, then it's just going to start burning the skin, and you don't want to burn the skin. You just want it to kind of crisp up on its own. Keep it open most of the time, but then I have, you know, I close it sometimes too, depending on the weather. If it's nighttime that I'm doing this, so I have to like close it a lot more. But then with my handy dandy brick of steel right here, so right now we're at 200. I kind of want to go to 400 to kind of, you know, get it nice and hot. That's good. So we're just gonna go check on it, you know, every now and then, just to make sure that there's no flame starting up, and that the skin, you want it to slowly get crispy, and you don't want it to be kind of like chicharron, you know. So an hour like this at 400, and then afterwards I'm gonna set the coals to the side, and then that will be around 250, 300 for about another hour.
So no fire.
No fire, no fire.
We got a nice little Filipino breakfast going on over here.
All right.
Longanisa, garlic rice. Woo.
Egg.
An egg, hell yeah. And of course, gotta have the Knorr. Do you use it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so after an hour or so of getting the skin all to the way I want it to be, where it's nice and crispy, get some good color in there. Now I have to separate the charcoals from one side to another, so it will kind of keep cooking but not have that, you know, big problem of you know, the oil kind of burning up. So, and then I put like this little kind of like a drip pan underneath there to catch all the oil that's coming out of it. So it'll be right here for about another hour, and then it should be good. We're about 130. Yeah. 144, 130. There you go. We're getting there. We're getting there. You want to pitch around closer to the middle. Okay. We're getting there.
And you mostly, you're mostly concerned about the middle temperature?
Yeah, because if it's anything under 175, it's still gonna be pink, and you don't want your, you know, I mean, I love my steaks medium rare, but you don't want your, you know, pork to be medium rare. You kind of want it to be good and well done in the middle, you know. So right now we're going for about 175. I actually like it around 180, you know, but so we're at around 135, 140 in some places. So we got a little bit way to go, but we're getting there. There you go. Push it back in there.
Okay.
Put back in. Set and start again.
Good to go.
So it's the smoke is already infused in the meat, so you don't have to do much about smoke. But then now it's just cooking inside. So you can see, you hear that? See, it's already crispy in there.
Woo.
See, everything in there. So now we're just gonna need the internal temperature to get to about, I like it at 180. 175 is acceptable, but I want it at 180.
Woo. Yes, sir. Look at that. That looks amazing.
So right there, 150. It's in the middle. Get that closer to the skin, you're right at 185. But as we go deeper inside, we're still in the 145. There you go. All right.
Beautiful.
Now we let it sit for about a few minutes to get all the juices get reabsorbed. Yeah, it took a while to kind of learn the trial and error to get it to that where it's everything is like crispy, but got there.
Ooh, that crunch.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Nice.
There you go.
What is this? Is the norm?
That's just the norm. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You killed it. You killed
That's
it.
it. That's it. That's the one.
Cheers.
So you have like pork belly that's just outrageous. I mean, any party you go to and you have this, it's just like, it's top notch, and you have, hand roll sushi, that's just, everybody loves that, but combine them, man, that's the big leagues right there. That's the big leagues right there.
You have one party.
Mm-hmm.
You got this big pork going.
All right.
And then you have somebody making the sushi, making the hand roll, somebody making the tacos,
That's what I'm
somebody
saying.
making some
Exactly.
quesadillas or whatever else you can make out of it.
Now the fusion of it is just, and I never would have thought of it, until you brought that up earlier. I'm like, and that's actually sounds good, that actually sounds good. And yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect, That's what I'm saying. It's like best of both worlds, So, dude,
I love it.
oh yeah, man.
Thanks for doing this, Kuya.
No,
Appreciate it.
You know what? Thank you for your time. Thank you for having me share this with, all your 5 billion people watching you, So, but yeah, and like I said, man, anytime, anywhere you come by, we'll make this, So,
Yeah. We're just having fun, having a good time.
No, indeed. Great time, So, have some beer. So, once again, thank you for introducing something new to my world that I'm gonna be eating all the time now. So, appreciate that.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. This beer's great too.